This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, it's never too early to start helping kids in need get ready for the new school year. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Kara and here's your Tuesday headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Will the Hazleton Area School District decide to arm its police officers with tasers? The matter will be discussed at tomorrow night's Hazleton Area School Board meeting. There's an item on tomorrow night's agenda that recommends that the board approve the purchase of 12 tasers at a cost of just over $14,000. Tomorrow night's meeting will also focus on the final district budget for the upcoming 2016-17 school year. The board has already voted to replace full-day kindergarten with half-day kindergarten and to have a 4-day school week during December, January, and February to help balance the budget. Tomorrow night's meeting is set for 7 p.m. in the large group instruction room of the district administration building. The trial of a man charged in the murder of a Hazleton woman was expected to get underway today in Luzerne County Court. 37-year-old Oscar Lorenzano Garcia is charged in the death of his ex-girlfriend Maria Brea. Prosecutors allege that he strangled the mother of two back in December of 2012. Her body was found in plastic in the attic of her East Diamond Avenue home. The accused fled to Mexico after the murder. He was later captured by U.S. Marshals. Yesterday, Lozano Garcia waived a jury trial, opting for a bench trial before Luzerne County President Judge Richard Hughes. A former camp counselor waived his right to a preliminary hearing yesterday. 24-year-old Zachary Lee of Hazel Township was arrested last week and charged with unlawful contact with a minor, corruption of minors, unlawful restraint, and indecent assault with a person less than 16 years old. The charges were filed in connection with an alleged incident at a church camp in 2010. Lee was 18 at the time. Butler Township police say that Lee admitted to the incident. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, Lee's father, Nathan Lee, vowed to fight for his son and says, quote, "The folks who know my son know he couldn't do this," unquote. A man from our area was ordered into the custody of U.S. Marshals. Jesse Olivieri from Ashland had a court hearing yesterday in Washington, D.C. The hearing was in connection with an incident back on May 20th outside the White House. A U.S. Secret Service officer shot Olivieri once after he approached a checkpoint and refused repeated commands to drop his weapon. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, a representative of the U.S. Marshals Service confirmed Monday that Olivieri is in custody but declined to say anything else. And an annual drive kicks off on Friday to ensure that all kids have the proper supplies to head back to school. Lisa Sugart has more on the annual Stuff the Bus campaign.
I know we don't want to rush the summer, but we're already talking about back to school, and we're talking about the 14th annual Stuff the Bus, presented by the Schuylkill United Way. Here to tell us all about it is our friend Michelle Halibura. She is the Director of Community Relations for the United Way. Michelle, this is a great event. So many children need supplies. There are, unfortunately, people in need. So you're trying to do something to make sure everybody's ready for school.
Well, that's right. Everyone needs the right tools for the job, and so we're trying to make sure that children in Schuylkill County have those tools. We want to make sure that every child in need of a backpack gets one for their first day of school.
Now, you've been doing this for 14 years, so it must be successful. So are you seeing, though, that actually the need is increasing?
What we're seeing is, we see a lot of people who take a backpack one year and then give supplies the following year. We actually ran into somebody at the Fairlane Village Mall who was donating, and when asked why, she said, "Oh, well, we needed a backpack last year, and so this year we're able to help." So it really is a great thing for the community, and families sometimes just need that little extra assistance, and backpacks can get expensive. So it's one thing we can do to help ease the cost of going back to school.
All right, so tell all our viewers, how does this work?
So it works through donation. So in July is when the campaign runs. It's July 1st through the 31st, and we have collection sites. We will have Mother Bear's Candy at the Cressona Mall. We'll be hosting a collection site. We also have the Fairlane Village Mall. We'll have a school vehicle in there that you can drop your supplies in. And we also have the St. Clair Walmart, which is a great place to drop supplies off and buy supplies, of course. And we have those 3 locations as well as others, and all that information's on our website. Also, companies can run internal supply drives, and then we can arrange for pickup and drop off, and those supplies can go to the Salvation Army in Pottsville, where we're doing our big backpack stuffing day.
So when you say an internal drive, you mean like if SSPTV wanted to have our employees or do a collection here and then give you the stuff?
More than welcome to do that. We would love it. And it can be as simple as a pack of pencils, pencil cases, watercolor set. Really doesn't have to be anything large. Any little bit helps.
Alrighty, so we want to make sure that all the children are ready for back to school. It's very expensive to get all of those supplies, especially for families that have more than one child to get ready. So the Schuylkill United Way always steps in to make sure the kids are prepared, but you got to help them out. So if you can donate the supplies, they'd appreciate it. If you can do the internal drive, they'd appreciate that just as much. Again, it's taking place all through the month of July. Go to their website for more information and talk to Michelle, and she'll get you all the details you need to help stuff the bus.
Thanks, Lisa. Coming up next, some summer travel safety tips from PennDOT, and later highlights galore from the District 18, 11, and 12-year-old Little League All-Star Tournament.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
You're invited to shop a special pop-up boutique this Friday at Brandon's Forever Home. The event is part of the First Friday festivities throughout downtown Hazleton. Stop by Brandon's Forever Home between 6 and 9 p.m. on Friday and check out the LuLaRoe clothing and Keep collective jewelry. You can also enjoy free tastings of strawberry shortcake and rum punch. The pop-up boutique is this Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. at Brandon's Forever Home, 187 North Church Street in Hazleton. For more details, go to downtownhazleton.org.
Very pleased to welcome back Mike Toludo, Safety Press Officer for PennDOT, to tell us some great tips for when you're traveling over this July 4th holiday or any time, really. Mike, I guess let's start with, we know those famous safety breaks are out and about for the July 4th weekend, so tell us what they're all about.
Well, PennDOT works with local nonprofit groups in the area, and they set up coffee breaks out at the rest areas on the interstates. So if you're out driving along a long trip, you just take a break at the rest area, and there'll be free coffee out there for them.
And you highly recommend this because a lot of people, they just try to get going, get there as fast as they can, but if they get tired, then what?
Well, they just need to take a break, and drowsy driving is a big issue nowadays too. So you want to take a break and help a nonprofit.
And when you say that, the nonprofits are holding these booths at the safety breaks, so they're not asking you to pay, they just accept donations. Is that the way it works?
Yes, they just take a donation.
Okay. So you're helping out the community, and you're also staying safe yourself. Now, we're also going to see people on motorcycles and bicycles out there, so advice for them to stay safe.
Well, during this time of year, you'll see more, like you said, more bicycles, more motorcycles. You should always wear a helmet if you're riding. That's what we recommend. And under 12, it is a law in Pennsylvania that you have to wear a bike helmet. So, and if you can't afford a bike helmet, there's organizations out there that do give free bike helmets out periodically throughout northeastern Pennsylvania.
And then for the motorcycles, I see a lot of people out there that don't wear the helmets.
Well, it's not a rule, but we recommend that they wear it.
You see a lot of accidents where, sadly, they would have been a lot safer had they worn a helmet.
Absolutely. I recommend a helmet all the time on the road. You see people out there without them, but I think they should wear them.
So when we're traveling, we need to pay attention in the vehicle too, because those people are just a few feet away from us if they're on a bicycle or a motorcycle.
Well, absolutely. I would think that when you're driving, you need to share the road with the motorcycle person.
If we need any information on anything from PennDOT, you take all your messages into classrooms, meetings, everywhere. So if people want to get in touch with you to get some important advice for their groups, what do they do?
They can contact myself or James May over at the PennDOT office in Dunmore, and my number there is 570-963-3502. And we could come out to your group, talk about teen driving, senior driving, child care, seats, different things. One thing we also want to make note that is because of the hot summer, make sure that you don't leave your kid in a hot car. So that is a big issue this summer too. That make sure you check your car, leave air in the car. Do not close the car door and leave your kid in the car.
Unfortunately, yes, that is. We've seen some terrible things result from that, but the weather gets much hotter in a car than it does anywhere else.
Yes, that's what we want to make that one important issue this summer.
All righty. Whether it's your child or your pet as well, it's just too hot in a car for anybody to stay in there in these warm temperatures. If you need any important advice, you can always get in touch with Mike at PennDOT. He'll be more than willing to bring his information to you, or you can also pick it up on their website.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Some blue skies with some clouds downtown Hazleton this afternoon. That's when I took this weather shot, but things can change quickly. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, partly cloudy, showers and thunderstorms in the evening, and some thunderstorms may produce gusty winds, small hail, and heavy rainfall, as our low will be 58 degrees and chance of rain 80%. On Wednesday, partly sunny with a high of 75 degrees, northwest wind from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday night will get down into the mid-50s, mostly clear skies, winds once again 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Thursday, mostly sunny, high near 80 degrees with wind up to 5 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear, low around 60 degrees. On our Friday, we have a 40% chance of some rain, partly sunny, maybe a thunderstorm, high near 80 degrees. Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 60 degrees. On Saturday, partly sunny, high of 80 degrees. And then on Saturday night, partly cloudy, we'll have lows in the upper 50s.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today.
Let's pay attention to our midday winning lottery numbers on FYI. Pick 2, 82, pick 3, 742, pick 4, 0153, and pick 5, 57930. Now to the home of the week. This beautiful home is located at 53 East Lake Valley Drive in Eagle Rock Resort. This unique contemporary home features 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, a master suite, dining room, and kitchen on the second floor. The first floor offers 2 bedrooms, a bath, and family room. The home also features a new roof, water heater, sump pump, and new heating system. There is also a detached garage. This home is reasonably priced at $199,500. For a showing, call Diane at 570-384-1362. Lots of home runs to show you when we come back with the Sportscast. Before our break, though, here's Law Talk.
Viewer question: how do you challenge someone's claim to the decedent's property?
Well, that doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. And to the family of the decedent, it's a very important issue. I could just relate to you one particular incident that we had where the decedent had a rather large IRA account with a brokerage firm, and when we contacted that brokerage firm, they said, "Oh no, we're paying this to this other person who was not even a family member." And we said, "Wait a minute, now get us some proof on that the decedent named them the beneficiary on that account." What they provided to us, we didn't think was particularly sustainable. So what we did is we had to file, and in the same situation, you would have to file a petition in the Orphans Court Division. This particular case was here in Luzerne County. We got our witnesses together, including an expert in account management, and we went to a trial. And we had a trial before the Orphans Court judge, who decided that, in fact, we were right, the brokerage house was wrong, and ordered the brokerage house to pay the account to our client, who was the decedent's son. As I said, it doesn't happen too often, but certainly it's an important issue. And if it does happen, you can't just rely on what you are told, particularly if it's something that's odd or different or something you don't agree with. And if you don't agree with, you must ask for documented proof that it was the intent of the decedent to have that account go by beneficiary designation to someone outside the family.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
The rain held up, and so did Valley East defense in the District 18 11 and 12-year-old Little League All-Star Tournament. The Eastsiders won their second game in the double elimination tournament with a 6-5 win over Tamaqua. Here's my story. The Valley East dugout looks like a Facebook wall covered with inspirational quotes.
It started at our last practice when he told us to just follow these and listen to these, and it just worked.
Do you have a favorite that's hanging up there?
Yeah, probably this one.
Is it because it's right there, or do you really like that one?
No, because he was my favorite player.
The one time you don't hustle, you'll get thrown out by only half a step. Derek Jeter, former New York Yankees shortstop. Kyle Peters is also a shortstop, and his performance against Tamaqua would make the former Yankees captain proud. Peters' play here ended Tamaqua's chance to tie things up with a runner in scoring position in the top of the 5th inning. In the bottom of the 2nd, Peters launched this solo shot to make it a 6-0 lead for Valley East. In the top of the 4th, after starting pitcher Bryce Molinaro was injured when a rocket was hit right up the middle and struck his leg, Peters took over on the mound with 2 runners already on base and 1 out. Only 2 runs scored in the inning as Peters was able to limit the damage. He says he thought of another inspirational dugout phrase during the game: keep calm and do your job.
I always pick out these phrases, and this year it's do your job, and and that's from Bill Belichick, and he's just a great motivational guy, and I just think, if everybody does their job, whether you have 12 or 13 kids, and no matter if you're sitting the bench or on the bench or just, rooting, if you do your job, you'll end up okay.
Up to this point, Molinaro has been Employee of the Month for Valley East. Before getting injured, he was 2 for 2 with 2 home runs in this game. He now has 4 home runs in just 2 All-Star games. Now at the end of the game, were you ready to jump off the bench because it was so exciting, or did you have to tell yourself I should probably stay here?
It was exciting, but then I realized my ankle started to hurt.
For that, let's talk about your home runs, man. What pitches were you seeing, and how'd you feel out there in the batter's box?
All I saw was a fastball outside, and I just took it the other way.
I mean, I think you hit some home runs last year too, right?
Yeah.
Anything changed from last year to this year with you? Did you pick up any hitting tips or anything?
Yeah, my stance was a little awkward, and I didn't load up very well. So I started to load up, and I started to hit the ball farther.
Nico Stancato pitched the final inning and 2/3 for Valley East. He only gave up 1 run, and with 2 runners on and 2 outs in the top of the 6th, he ended the game with this strikeout.
They couldn't really hit Bryce's or Kyle's curveball, so I just went up there and I was like, well, why not just pitch curveballs on the game?
How do you stay calm out there? Do the coaches teach you guys? Like I said, I was fumbling around with the camera in the outfield trying to keep up with that last inning. How'd you stay calm?
I just took deep breaths, and I was just thinking to myself, just stay positive, and I'll just strike this guy out and we'll win.
Keep calm and do your job. Work continues for Valley East on Friday when they'll face either Hazel Township, Weatherly Whitehaven, or Franklin Township. NASA was busy today testing their new space launch system, rocket boosters that will take astronauts to Mars. It was really cool, but I'm more impressed with Cunningham's space launch system, the Valley West Little League team. They hosted Jim Thorpe and were looking for their second win of the tournament.
Michael Mahalchik, this is Mission Control at Whispering Willows Park, and you are a go for launch from the home plate pad.
Bang, zoom to the moon, Mahalchik connects, and that's 3 runs for Valley West. Jacob Magula hustles and gets a single here and then straps himself in because Tommy Zapataki has the power to leave low Earth orbit. Jim Thorpe joins the space race here as Jared Joyce leaves the yard for his all-star team. This ball could have ended up in a black hole, but Valley West's Grant Russo defies physics and plays a wicked hop to get the out. Anthony Serra now up, and he's sending supplies to the International Space Station. Boom, another homer. Milky Way Mahalchik is back up, and he wants to set the record for most space hours logged by a Little Leaguer, and that's his 2nd home run. Luke Russo is making sure things are okay on the ground for Valley West as he's taking care of business on the mound. Sarah is back, and if NASA could launch rockets this quickly, we'd be living on Mars by now. It's another successful mission for the Valley West crew as they get the win, 12-2. Valley West will play the winner of West Hazelton and Tri-County. That game was postponed yesterday and will be played this evening, weather permitting. I don't know if you noticed Valley West celebrating there at the end. I don't know what that was, but it was awesome regardless. The Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders have created a new winning streak. Let's see what's happening on the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. After having their 4-game win streak snapped by Pawtucket, a win on Monday over Syracuse gives them 2 wins in a row. They'll try for 3 tonight at 6:35. The Cubs offense was alive and well on Monday. John Lester takes the hill tonight against the Reds. That's all, folks, for sports on Tuesday. FYI, we'll be right back. Happy Wing Night. It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. 2 quick announcements. The Lehigh Valley Health Network will be holding a free educational session featuring the Pennsylvania Department of Health, and the topic will be Lyme disease. This seminar will be held Wednesday, July 13th from noon to 1 p.m. at the Health Center in Mountaintop. A complimentary lunch will also be served. For info, just call 570-261-5000. And one more quick announcement. In cooperation with the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway and the Pottsville Area Development Corporation, trains will be departing Pottsville's Union Station on July 2nd. The trains will go towards Kernsville Dam and return on this 70-minute ride. Trains depart July 2nd at 2 p.m., 4 p.m., and 6 p.m. Tickets are available at Padco's offices. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. James C. Golden Sr., formerly of Mahoney City. Mass is Wednesday at 11 a.m. from the Most Precious Blood Church. Friends may call Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. The Firo Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Margaret Ann Doherty, formerly of Philadelphia. Private services will be held at the convenience of the family. Carol H. Lamb of Whitehaven. Services will be held at the convenience of the family. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Richard J. Slobodnik of Hazleton. Mass is Friday at 11 a.m. in the Holy Name of Jesus Parish at Transfiguration Church. Friends may call Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. The Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Christine M. Bobeck of Cunningham. Funeral is Thursday at 9:30 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Robert Tarud of Drums. Robert, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
I've watched every minute of Shark Week so far on the Discovery Channel, and last night I saw a great white shark take a nap. Okay, according to the show Jaws of the Deep, the shark was resting, but it was pretty cool as scientists sent a special camera submarine into deep waters to check out some never-before-seen great white behaviors. At one point, the shark opened its mouth to let more water go through its gills, started idling, and according to marine biologist Greg Smokel, probably shut down parts of its body. If you thought watching sharks eat was cool, wait till you see them nap. Some of this information comes from yahoo.com. And before we leave you tonight, just want to take a moment to remember the life and career of Pat Summit, legendary University of Tennessee girls basketball, women's basketball coach. Great career there and great woman. Rest in peace. Remember her right now. That's it for tonight on FYI. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.
Burger Cadillac, Hazleton. Drive with experience.